Hey guys, I'm Chris Silvius, and welcome to the preliminary talk on transitional fossils. Not going to be so much of a talk like in technical detail or anything, just basically going to be uh, inviting you to join the debate, which is coming up in about an hour. So, 8 o'clock Central Time, it's 9 o'clock EST. And I'm going to be debating Snake was right on the transitional fossils. So he is in the affirmative that the transitional fossils exist. Okay, that there is a similarity in between the lower forms of life and the higher forms of life. It is a progressive complexity. So you have the fish, they evolve into the amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and that there would be skeletal remains of these creatures in between the amphibians and the reptiles, for instance, that have characteristics of both the amphibians and the reptiles. So it looks like one is evolving into the other, such as in the whale evolution story that they show in the textbooks, it appears that there is this mammal, okay, that walks on land, and then in between the mammal and the whale, when you look at the fossils in the geologic strata, in between would be something that doesn't have any legs, but still is in the process of basically losing those legs. So the legs shorten and then they develop into fins. And so the creature slowly begins to live in the water and eventually it becomes a whale. And I am in the position that there is no transitional fossils. So that is what you would expect if you wanted to see evolution, in the fossil record, you would see these transitions. But what you actually find is just nested hierarchies. So it's just major groups of animals in isolated ecosystems. And yes, it does have a progressive complexity. And I'll get into all this in the debate, but there is no actual transitions. What you see is an amphibian, a major, uh, like a salamander or a frog, for instance. Okay, you'll see those amphibians, and then you'll see, or not, that's not an amphibian, something more like hmm, because I'm not really up to date on my amphibious creatures. So let's do this. Yeah, an example would be like a frog or a salamander. So I guess I was right. And then you have the larger reptiles above that in the fossil record. But what you're going to see is not a transition, but rather you'll find either an amphibian or you will find a reptile. When you look into the fossil record, you will not find something that is in between. And if it is in between, it still belongs to one major group of animal or the other. It's going to belong to the amphibian creatures or the reptiles, and they live in completely different isolated ecosystems. So I would say that there are no transitional fossils. So that's going to be on Standing for Truth here in about uh, an hour to 45 minutes. And I hope to see you there. So I just kind of jumped on this live stream to make sure that my audio was working and to invite everybody who may be seeing this before the debate happens or while it is happening to jump over there and tune in. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, Christopher Silvius on YouTube. Thank you so much. God bless America.